Welcome to the Sales Lab.
There are fundamentals that you got to pay attention to. There's basic blocking and tackling things with selling that just they have to happen, and you have to be disciplined about those because the only change in fundamentals is your attention to those, right? So you can teach those things, and that's where you start. But then realizing that's just the base of where you go, right? Now, where do you want to take your career? Where do you want to go from here, right? Because if you're just doing the fundamentals, which you have to do to survive, and it's very important because the second you lose those, you walk away from customers and relationships. But now how do you expand on that and truly get to where you are thinking more along the lines of building a relationship and creating a customer experience, not selling a product? And it is different. And it all comes in the service, and it all comes in how that customer feels once they've completed a transaction with you. Are they coming back for another one? Do they want another one after that? Are they not even picking up the phone and calling anybody else because they're so happy with where you are? How do you get to that point? Because anybody can go in with a price and a lead time and sell what we do, right? Anybody can do it. But it's how you separate yourself beyond that is the difference. And it comes with coaching. It comes with, a willingness on that person's side to do something more and to be better, right? And to earn and to win, right? I mean, you think one of the best things about sales in general, and certainly this side of it, is if you are a competitive person at all in your life, it's hard sometimes when you get into business to find out when do you win, right? You got a scoreboard, right? Every day. Sometimes it's quick. You walk out of the customer's office with a purchase order in hand and you close the deal and it's great. Sometimes it takes a little while to kind of get through some challenges and to get across the finish line. And those are even more rewarding when you get there. But when you win. When you win. And there's not a lot of places in the business world where you get that kind of gratification, or if it's at least, right there for you. And, especially in a world where, we want to win every minute, every second, every hour of every day, right? This is one of those careers that your work is rewarded and you can see it.
When I was growing up, I don't think I thought I was competitive. Because I didn't really do sports, and I thought, well, competitive people do sports. And now that I am an old man, I'm almost hyper competitive, but opportunistically so, right? Like I know that I'm pretty well convinced that at 5'6.5", no amount of practice is going to allow me to dunk a basketball. So I'm gonna not put too much effort into that. But when it comes to other, professional pursuits and things like that, it's, so when you say competition, it sparks my curiosity a little bit, right? Because it's a topic that I like to think about and talk about. And I know that sometimes people are competitive with the people in their office. Sometimes they're competitive against the actual competitors in another company. And sometimes they're just competitive against themselves. Do you see an optimal flavor of that competitiveness?
I see it comes from a bunch of different areas. Look, it's really easy to make, the comparison to athletics, right? I mean, it's really easy. And people that grew up playing athletics, it translates very easy for them, right? But I don't know anybody that doesn't like to be on a winning team. And it could be a video game. It could be anything that you've done in your life. You want to be on top, right? I mean, you just do. And especially even if you are not, quote unquote, the most competitive person and you're chasing down everybody at the playground to try and play one-on-one because you think, even if you're not that person, that's fine. But you'll find that, as you get through it and as you get a couple of wins, you close a couple of deals, you get on things, that's a drug that just keeps feeding you.